Hello, welcome to Stress Relief Yoga. I'm Katie. You found me here at Elle Studio and Wellness in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And stress relief is essentially relative to each person. Some people like to have high amounts of activity in order to let it out or let it go, and some people like to super chill out. So we're going to find some nice healthy balance in the middle, something a little bit more nurturing, a little bit more soothing for the body as well as for the spirit. We're going to be working on some breath practices. So this is a quite minimal propification style of class. So essentially whatever makes you comfortable. If you need to sit in a chair, sit in a chair. If you want to have more blankets and bolsters, go ahead, grab those. If you've got any blocks or prop, or we've been using pots that you boil pasta in or whatnot, something that's, about yay high, that you can sit up on as well too. So let's all come on up to standing. And so with stress relief, this is just kind of a stress relief how I would like to release some sort of stress, whatever parameter it is on, okay? So we're gonna start by standing up and just kind of moving a little bit side to side, okay? So just kind of opening up the arms a little bit, just kind of work it out. Okay, nothing in particular. Nothing perfect, just kind of opening it up, stretching it out, moving the fingers, moving the joints. Nice deep breaths. The breaths are starting to happen. Okay. So finding ourselves, feet slightly wide, still within your yoga mat. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Kind of looking back, taking those arms back. Oh, make whatever sounds you need to, and then just drop it forward, swing those arms forward and back, and then inhale on up, and exhale down. Just let it go. So inhaling up, exhaling down, up, and down. So go at your own pace here. We're going to break off. Remember that this is your practice, just giving you some potential roadmap ideas, but you take your journey. You take your yoga practice to wherever you want to today. And with stress relief, there really is something to be said about being vocal. Okay, so just let whatever sounds come out of your mouth, whether they're big grunts, whether they're moans, whether they're just really big inhales and exhales, they're hoarse sounds, just go for it. And let's do just a few more here, just really let it go. So really drop that head, really allow those arms to kind of just be swinging with the body. Arms kind of pointless right now. And let's go ahead, take those arms out to the side and down. Don't have to be any perfect stance here. Just noticing the heart and sensation that's going on inside of the body right now. Every breath. Inviting yourself into your practice. Giving yourself permission to feel today. And filling the cup, on a somatic practice here. So widen the toes a little bit and bring the heels, ankles, essentially underneath the knees, underneath the hip bones. So underneath the hip bones, not the thigh bones, okay? So not to the outside of the thigh, but right underneath the sit bones, the hip bones. If you're not sure, it's kind of bend forward, feel that ground on the sides of the tush, and you'll feel those sit bones back there, okay? So inhale, go ahead, turn your head up, and then exhale, bending the knees, turning that chin towards the chest. Now, all of a sudden, those shoulders start tipping forward. Whole body starts to curl forward, moving down, folding forward. Deeply bend your knees. And then as slow as you went down, as slow as you're going to come up. So start lifting those hips and then curling on up one vertebrae at a time. Stacking the bones all the way on up. Keep that chin tight. Turning the nose up. Exhale. Let's do that again. We're going to keep doing this here. So head drops forward, knees soften. Curling forward. Arms completely pointless right now. Almost like there's no floor for your arms to hit. You just keep pulling until you've gone as far as you can and start rolling up. Stress relief yoga, but for a moment forget you know anything about yoga. There is no straight back here. There is no perfect posture. The point of this is to check in with the amount of control that you have in your life experience right now. So inhaling all the way up, seeing what body part wants to control the motion. Let that breath take over and starting to let that breath guide you. So one long exhale, moving all the way forward. And one big inhale, rising all the way up. Nose up, invite that breath into the head space, and immediately start curling forward. If you have any blood pressure issues, take this real easy here. Take your breaks as you need to, or maybe you just come up and down halfway. Okay, so this is our centering practice here. Synchronize your body with your breath. So one long exhale, all the way down. You've gone far as you can. Immediately inhale and start coming on up. So one big inhale as you rise on up. You notice that maybe you went a little too slow or too fast. Okay, so check in. Let's move the body with the breath. Keep the airwaves open. Keep the space in the throat open so that when you've completed a breath, you're not really sure if the air is going in or coming out. It's just open. Fingers, thumbs, arms, elbows, shoulders, completely pointless right now. Head, pretty pointless as well. Curling forward, exhaling. Curling up, inhaling. If you're noticing any sensation in the knees that is unpleasant, a recommendation would take a block or a blanket or a pillow in between your knees. It will help either center your knees over your ankles if they're too far out to the side, or it will help space them out if the knees are knocking. So fill in the cup. The body is this cup that you are filling with the breath. So inhaling all the way from the bottom on up to the top of the cup as you rise up. And then exhaling, spilling out the cup from the top of the head all the way down to the hips. When you fold forward, envision that energy, that breath moving up from the legs to tip out. And then filling your cup back up. Using your breath. And tipping the cup out of breath. Some of the magic, the healing tools, the yoga as medicine in your own hands occurs right when you think you are out of breath, when you can't possibly exhale or inhale any further. That almost slight moment of panic, slight moment of self-induced stress. It helps to build up your tolerance a little bit here because you're using the breath as a tool. Who is controlling these movements? You are. Your breath is. And you're tapping into something that's a little bit deeper than skin level, a little bit deeper than the thoughts. It's the space inside of you that's starting to come up and out and wants to join into your practice. So let that sacred space inside of you inspire the movement here, the softness, that compassion that is building within you because you're moving safely. You're moving through any sensation of pain. Moving the breath in and out of the heart space. Space of tenderness, of kindness, of love. And all the while embodying a sense of ease in your movements. And eventually finding yourself standing up. Sensing this movement occurring inside of you. And your eyes are starting to shift around and starting to show you different colors. tensions have shown themselves to you within the body. Imbalances have shown themselves to you. Your strengths and weaknesses have shown themselves to you, whether they've been in mind of trying to control the breath or releasing control of the body. That yoga, that union is building within you here. So let's continue this breath that is inspiring our movement. So go ahead, take your feet nice and wide. Okay, let's clasp the hands back behind you. Okay, and really, really widen. Widen, widen. Get your feet off of your yoga mat. Okay? It's a safety, but it's also a false boundary too. Okay, recognize that you are your home of yoga. It's not your yoga mat, essentially. Go ahead, take your arms back behind you and just really open up the front of your chest. Just kind of dangling the arms a little bit. Toes in, heels out, and then exhale, fold forward. So bend your knees. Okay, bend your knees, drop your arms back behind you, drop that head, tuck that chin. Have some movement in the neck, and then inhale, rising on up. Okay, remember this is stress relief yoga. So find your level of intensity that feels stress relieving to you. Maybe it's really deep bent knees. Maybe it's really, really straight legs. One more time, really clasp those hands together. And exhale, folding forward. Move it around a little bit. And stay low, drop those arms, bring them down to the floor, heel toe the feet all the way together. If you're expecting, keep your feet and your legs nice and far apart. And let's just see what the balance in the body has to say here. So going ahead, legs are together, feet together. Fingertips on the floor or a chair, and then just play around with the balance, forward and back. And let's go ahead, bend those knees on down to the floor. Coming to an embryo posture, child's posture. So embryo is where your legs are together, child's pose, legs are out to the side. So come on down, wherever you would like to. Releasing the arms to wherever feels good. Opening up the spine here with every breath. So if your breath is feeling closed off a little bit, a few things you can do is just go ahead and take your hands to the front of your tummy, the front of your pelvis, so low in the front. Kind of this lift and moving the guts just out to the side a little bit. And then shift the awareness of your breath into your back body. Okay? So we move the guts up and out of the way. And breathe into your spine. So just like filling the cup. Inhale down into the tailbone, middle back, upper back, and then exhaling letting it all out. Allow the body to undulate. Okay, so think stress relieving, whatever that means to you. And again, get loud with your exhales and your sighs. And let's go ahead, reach those arms forward. If they're not already, so reach them forward, reach them forward, reach them forward. Take a blanket or a block or just roll up the front of your yoga mat and bring them underneath your elbows. For a nice shoulder release, child's pose or puppy pose. So elbows are on your blanket or your blocks, hands are clasped behind your head. And here you're going to have a conversation with your shoulders, your neck, your upper back, and your armpits, as well as your chest. And so just keep moving around. Keep lengthening those elbows forward, moving the elbows towards the head. Taking a nice big breath in to that upper torso, the front, the sides, and back. And as you exhale, it's finding an intention of that chest moving towards the floor. You have to find some space in your throat, so move your head as you need to. Find your conversations here. And release the hands, lift that head up a little bit. You're going to have some fabulous yoga here after that one. Okay, we're going to move up and down into a very, very soft salutation. So again, stress relief looks different for every person. So we're just finding movement here into a nice cow posture. Toes are tucked, chest and heart gazing, almost leaning forward. Exhaling, untucking the toes, sitting back into your embryo or child. And just like filling the cup, pull those really, really low tummy muscles into the body to lift the hips up, to curl on up to the knees. And then reaching those arms out and up. And exhaling, folding forward to your child's. Inhaling into your cow, tucking your toes under. And now dig into those toes, lift those hips up. And downward dog. So go ahead and just work out this downward dog for a moment here. Downward dog balances all of the long muscles of the body. Brings balance to the mind as well too. The breath is the inspiration for this movement, for its stability, for its endurance. So let's take 3 really nice big breaths here in whatever form of downward dog you are doing. And exhaling down into cow. Take a breath in. Exhale, child's. Inhale, curl up to the knees. So dragging those hands back. Curling up, blossoming, opening, lengthening. Exhaling, child's. Softening, grounding, stabilizing. Inhaling, cow. Forward movement, drive, energy, downward dog, inertia, again, grounding, strengthening. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling child's. Inhaling to knees. Exhaling child's. Inhaling cow. Exhaling down dog. Inhaling cow. Exhaling child's. One more round. Inhaling up to knees, blossoming open. Exhaling child's. Inhaling cow. Exhale down dog. Inhale cow. Exhaling child's. Inhaling up to the knees. We're going to stay here. So inhaling to the knees, reach those arms out and up. And go ahead, take your hands to the back. Your hip or back, not your lower back. The top of those hips down. Okay, sending signals to the front of the body to welcome it into this posture and to open. Knee sensitivities. Bring a blanket underneath your knees. Now playing around with leaning back a little bit. Lifting up one more time. And camel pose. So going ahead, pressing my hands, the tops of the tush, and then maybe look back, maybe feel back. Oh, is that heel back there? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Okay. So go ahead, take your breath, and go ahead, find your heels or some blocks behind you. When you find them, open up the front of the body forward. So pressing the thighs forward, the pelvis forward. Open up the center of that chest cavity. Tighten in between the shoulder blades. Lengthen out through the neck. Don't crunch or lazily hang your head back. Keep your neck long and activated. Nice big breath in. And go ahead and release. And slowly coming down to child's or embryo. Nice big breath. And inhaling to all fours. Little cat-cows here. So going ahead and tucking that chin under, tucking the tailbone under, really pressing that spine up towards the ceiling. And then lowering the spine, turning the gaze forward, shoulders back. If you want to tuck your toes under, sometimes that can complete the practice. And again, cat pose. And cow. One more time, really activate those pelvic muscles this time. So almost trying to activate and engage a Kegel the entire time that you're moving into your cat and your cow. It becomes a very different practice. So let's do that one more time. So really try to engage those Kegel muscles, those pelvic floor muscles. Really try to hold them in, make that the focus here. As you move that spine up and down. One more time. Pelvic muscle activation here. Okay, it's your roots lock. And go ahead and release. Come on up to the knees. Let's go ahead and let's take our left foot forward. And again, any sensitivity underneath the knees, please bring a blanket underneath them. Okay, and we're going to move forward. So bending that front knee, okay, but looking forward. Don't fall forward, okay? So keep the head lifted, keep the chest open. Again, this is stress relief yoga. It looks very different for each individual depending on the type of stress we're looking to manage. And that life experience that we're trying to manage here. So now take the hips back, lift the front toes, and then let's motion forward again, bending into that front knee. And one more time back, and this time we will hold the body forward. Okay, just a little bit. Rise on up. Bending into that front knee, a lunge. And then hips up, bend, toes up, leaning forward. A lot more here. One more time. Chest head up. Lunge. Up, back. And pull forward. So this time, go ahead, release your hands to the floor. Kind of let it out here. Your hamstrings are going to be talking. So let those hamstrings release their emotions out through your mouth, with the sounds coming out of your mouth here. And softly walk those hands forward to now just a nice relaxed lunge or a low lunge. So I again suggest lifting that gaze forward. Bring breaths all the way down into your into your belly, all the way down towards your pelvis. Bring that breath into your lower back. Allowing the hips and the groin to move closer towards the floor, even if it actually doesn't. Set that intention. Lift the hips up to create a little bit of space, and then very softly just drag that front foot back. Take a break in child or embryo or downward dog, if that's your prescription for today. Lifting up to the knees. And now right foot forward. Okay, so now be honest with yourself. You want a blanket underneath your left foot. Okay, we're going to come up and down about 5 times. So go ahead and exhale, hands to the hips, bending into that front knee. Okay, make sure that the knee is just above your ankle or the knee is behind your ankle. Okay. And make this a posture all about the stretch and the strength. This is a balancer here. So you're going to be incredibly wobbly. And hips up back with those front toes. And again, lunging forward on your exhale. Inhaling, hips up, back, lifting those toes. And lunging forward. Up and back. Now we start the pull. So just lifting those hips, pulling the hip back, that right hip back, leaning forward a little bit. Come on up. And lunge. Up. Back. Folding. One more time. Up. Lunge. Up. Back. And really fold. Really surrender here. Surrender into the sensations of the body. Building that union, the communication of the body comes up and out via the sound of your breath. The sounds that you make can also kind of hypnotize the thoughts in the mind. So if your thoughts are really taking over your practice here, take a big loud ha, H-A, ha sound. You do that until you feel that moment passes. But you don't have to do that anymore. And bending that front knee, walking the hands forward. Please, looking forward. And then whatever your prescription is, whatever you're feeling, if you want to hop up and back to downward dog, or if you want to slowly just drag that front leg back. And find your resting pose, either down dog or child's. We're going to give this posture about a minute of silence, a minute of understanding, of communication, of allowing that breath to start to soothe the body, to soothe those thoughts. Take this moment of silence as a reflection without judgment, an observance without explanation. Be the passenger of the experience right now, not the driver. And influence in your breath Recognize change is about to occur, and you're cool with it. You're cool with change. Use that breath to almost inflate yourself up and out of your posture, crossing the ankles and coming back to a seat. Just a real nice, easy seat here. And we're going to twist. Find just a really nice and gentle twist here. So when you're ready, inhale all the way up to the top of the head, to that front forehead, third eye space on top of the head. And keep that tall line of energy as now you start shifting the heart. Kind of almost like you've got eyes in the front of your heart space. They want to turn to look back. So keep that energy lifting through the top of the head, turning the eyes, which are placed at the heart center, like they're trying to turn and look back behind. This posture doesn't have much to do with the legs, so relax the feet and the legs. Find some slight activation in the hands, but the hands are not gripping into that space for your leg. Where there is support. And with every breath, see if you can't turn those eyes of the heart space. Every exhale seems to allow them to see a little bit more of what's behind you. And exhale, eyes of the heart space. Now we're turning the gaze forward. Take a breath. And I want you just to let this posture go. Okay? There is no perfect sitting up straight right now. I just want you to push forward. Just let it go. Whatever it is, just let it go. And surrendering into sensation. Now let's talk ourselves out of it. Let's find that composure again. And it starts with that breath. So take a big breath, almost like that breath is inflating the body. Back into our yoga practice. It had a break for a moment. Okay. So now realigning that line of energy up to the top of the head. Okay. Top of the head. Front third eye space, forehead space. Refocus the eyes down to that heart space, are looking forward, but now they want to see what's behind you to the right. So allowing those eyes of the heart space to start turning towards the right to see what's behind this side. Use your arms as leverage, but this posture doesn't have much to do with the legs. Remember that. So relax the feet, relax the ankles, the knees, relax the thighs, and allow this to be about the breath, allowing the eyes of the heart space to turn and look back to the side of what's behind you. Remember that tall energy moving out to the top of your head. It'll help you check into your alignment and make sure that your head is still over your hips. Exhaling deeper. And exhale, eyes of the heart space. Now we're turning forward. And again, just let it go here. Just slouch forward. However far feels comfortable for you. If you've got a pillow or a blanket or anything in front of you, you can just kind of hold on to that. You can just curl your arms under your body or just reach your arms forward. But just slouch here. Give in to gravity. Let gravity be your supporter. Let gravity be your friend and your inspiration right now. And then moaning can kind of hypnotize the thoughts a little bit. So just let out any sort of moans or groans that are coming from someplace deep inside. Stress relief field that you're trying to relieve something of your body. Not essentially filing it away anywhere. We're not shredding it. We're not tucking it under or in anything. We're acknowledging that it's there, that it exists. And with every breath, allowing ourselves to see whatever that stress was harboring somewhere inside of your body, somewhere inside of your thoughts. And we're giving it the opportunity to come up, to have a conversation, and to let it be on its way. So anything that shows up, thank you for joining the practice today. Listen to what it has to say, and let it be on its way with your next breath. The next breath, recognize changes upon you here, and go ahead, whichever leg is crossed in front, go ahead and take that leg out to the side. Doesn't matter if you're on or off of your yoga mat, but take that leg out to the side. And again, let's go ahead and just slouch forward. So just slouching forward. Check in with the grip of your hands. Sometimes the hands can show the level of stress that you're dealing with right now. Just try and relax the fingers and the thumbs. Separate the jaw. And if you want to, you can rise on up a little bit, so a little bit more intentional with your stretch. Again, by closing your own eyes, turning your attention, your internal attention, to have eyes in front of that heart space, to look towards that extended leg. If the eyes don't catch the gaze of that extended leg, bring that leg forward a little bit more. Okay. And then go ahead, allow the body to soften in the direction of that leg. Remember, this is stress relief here, so it's okay to curl your spine. This is a moment again to give into gravity. Let any conversations come up. Thank them for showing up and letting them be on their way with your next breath. Rising on up. And now that bent leg is going to turn into pigeon pose. So you're gonna lean forward, kind of move your hands backward, and you're gonna probably shift way off of your yoga mat here into a nice pigeon posture. Okay. So again, do as you wish with this posture here. One note of safety is that you are on the top, the front facing of that back leg. You're not on the inside, okay? So that means that you may have to shove some stuff up underneath that left hip. Essentially trying to find a level lower back, a level sacrum spine. And now leaning back out of your posture, crossing the legs. Your breath. And now taking your other leg out to the side. And just leaning forward. Setting an intention. So rising on up, turning your attention inward to have eyes down at your heart space. Now look over towards that extended leg and exhaling. Just finding yourself falling forward. Adjust your body. There is nobody to impress here. You can be as bent or as straight. So if you're feeling strain in the back of the leg, you can bring a roll-up blanket underneath. Using that breath to inflate the body up. And again, now swinging the arms over to the right. And moving into pigeon pose. So again, get off of your yoga mat. It's okay. And find your pigeon pose. One side may be talking a little bit more than the other. We're here to balance the body out, so give your permission to find some compassion in the posture of the body as well as in the thoughts that come up. And find that compassion with a long inhale and a long exhale. And your head and body is either up or you're lounging completely to the ground. Whatever feels good for you. And coming down towards the floor if you're not there already. And the laziest way to get out of your posture is just to start lifting the body and rolling it on backwards. All the way back, and here we go. Let out that big sigh. Oh, just let it out. Let's rock those knees a little bit side to side. Use that breath to hypnotize the thoughts. And finding something to elevate your hips. So whether that's a rolled up blanket or a block or a bunch of pillows, go ahead, dig into your heels and just prep something underneath your hips. It doesn't matter how high. If you want to go high, go high. If you want to stay low, stay low. The only recommendation I have is if you're menstruating, or I like to call mooning, or if you have thyroid concerns, glaucoma concerns, you can keep your hips to the floor. Otherwise, the energy in the body is now starting to reverse a little bit. So if you want to intensify that, again, this is your practice, do whatever you want to. You can kick the legs up. You can take the arms out, just kind of rolling the ankles and the toes a little bit. And then when you feel kind of that energy draining from the feet, it's a heaviness that's becoming you, maybe a little bit of shakiness. The energy has started moving, so now you can slowly start to bring your feet down to the ground. Recognize now that energy is moving into the digestion, into the heart, into the respiratory system, the glandular system, endocrine system, all systems of the body getting its reset. And allow your arms to be the arms of your heart space. So do with your arms, your hands and fingers for what's most comfortable for you. So either out to the side, down below, up over the head, or bringing the hands to the body. And again, this is up to you. So you can stay here, or you can go legs up the wall, or you can take a blanket either on top of you or underneath the head. And we're going to chill out here in our savasana. So either lying back or on your side or even on your belly. If you haven't laid on your belly in savasana, it's quite refreshing. So we take a few minutes here to release the heaviness of the body down into gravity, the heaviness of the spine, moving, surrendering to gravity, the heaviness of the head, moving down to gravity, heaviness of the eyes, moving down to gravity. And like there's warm rocks in your palms. Nice psychological comfort blanket over top of you. Release your breath. And we enjoy any moments of silence in our meditation. recognizing that there wasn't any one specific message about stress, other than it looks different for each person. We all handle it in different ways. We show it in different ways. And the kinder and more compassionate you can be about your own stress, the way that you manage your own life experience, that will show to other people. It will show your kindness, that you're willing to work within any situation, that you will bend, that you won't break. We all began here and now with defining what stress means to you, working through your tolerance, working through the communication of the body, of thoughts, using that breath as your tool. So just remember that the toolkit is already in your hands. Let's go forth and manifest whatever it is or whoever we need to be. Please continue to remain in your savasana for as long as it feels comfortable. There is no rush to jump up and out. Remember, gravity is your friend. And until we meet again, namaste.